Alright, so here's our evap coil right here. As you can see behind the fans, there's ice. You probably can't see it with the grate on. Alright, so I'm on top of the case, and I'm just gonna close this liquid line ball valve right here. I just don't want to waste time trying to de-ice the coil while the refrigerant is flowing. It'll just make my job even harder. And I test out the solenoid right now, so it is de-energized. So that should be not flowing, but just in case, we're gonna close this. Alright, so basically I got one case in defrost, that's the meat cooler. That coil had some ice on it, but I'm gonna start off working on the dairy cooler. And as you can see, it's an alarm. It's in defrost. Alright, so as you can see, it is ice behind the fans. And one thing about these new fans, you don't have to take the blade off. You can just pull the whole motor out. Get this like this, pull this out, and the whole motor comes out. That's one thing I noticed about these new evaporators. And basically I'm gonna take all, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all 6 fans out. De-ice this front and back. My de-icing kit right there. Home Depot bucket, got a Brute garbage can with a pump. Alright, so got everything defrosted. Took the end panels off both sides. And there's no more ice. You can see the light through it. So just showing you the back. Now we're gonna put all of our fans back, and we're gonna try to figure out why did this thing ice up. Alright, so I got all my fans installed. Everything is back on. Alright, so I was gonna use my Testos, but I left them in the rain over the weekend. Right now my suction pressure is stuck in the negative. You can see that little cloud around it. There's some moisture inside of it. I'm probably gonna give it a couple days, dry it out, see what happens. But for now, I guess I'll use my stubby. Alright, so just checking the temperature of the suction lines, 49. What are we at? 60. And this case is not in defrost, but I do have the solenoid closed. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go open the liquid line ball valve. I'm gonna watch these temperatures, see if it drops. Alright, so I'm on top of the box, and we're gonna check this baby out. That's our sort of valve defrosted, no more ice on it. Should be over right off, so this shouldn't be energized. So far, this is not energized. So I'm gonna open up my liquid line. You should always open these up slow. You don't want to break a pipe loose. So I'm probably gonna come back up here, and I'm gonna check my pressure back here. Same thing, should be the same if I check it down at the coil. I might do both, but normally you wanna hook your gauge up here and see what your coil saturation temperature is. You know, check your pressures, convert your pressure into a temperature. And this is dairy. I don't know the set point yet, but we'll go check the we'll go check the E2, and we'll see what our coil saturation should be. Alright, so it's the R448A running at 55 suction set point. We're going to convert that to a temperature. And what is it? Set point of 36, so we need at least 26-degree coil. And I have the solenoid off, override off right there. And let's check it out. So 36 degrees, we need 26 saturation, 55 set point. All right, while I'm here, let's check our defrost. 1 minute I mean 1 hour off cycle, 2 times a day, no termination. All right, it's kind of hard to see, but I just opened that lift line and I have the sort valve to off position, and that case is dropping the temp pretty quick within minutes. Let's log it. Look at that. 40, what's that? 48, 46 right here. 45, 41. Look, from 45 it went to 41 to 40 to 39. And this is every 3 minutes increments. So from 1324 to 1333 we was already at 39 degrees. That's pretty quick. And with solenoid is off. Let's check the graph. Look. Look at that. I just opened that valve. It literally dropped the temp so quick. Let's just check out the graph from a couple of days ago. I guess, see, that's what it was here the other day. Alright. 38, we still dropping. Like I said, I don't think it's the TXV. I think it's something with the sort valve. Right, so I'm on top of the case, back at the sort valve. It's a Sprolin valve. And what I did notice is this here is bypassing. Look at that frost build up. So it tells me that this is flowing out, so I can hear it flowing. This solenoid is de-energized. That's a normally closed valve. If it was normally open, you would see like the big silver piece right here. So I gotta figure out why is it bypassing. Normally they have like a little adjustment screw on here that could stop it from bypassing. It has a little bolt right here, but I don't think that's it. Right back here, that little piece right there, I gotta open that up, and there's probably a stem in there, just like on a hot gas solenoid valve. It's probably driven all the way in, or maybe not driven out all the way. So I'm gonna open that up first. I don't think that's it right here, but let's just start with that little stem back there. Alright, so that's our little stem. Feel like it's not backed out all the way. Let me alright, so I got my little Sprolin tool. It's to adjust the valves. Let's see, look at that. That is not closed, that's in. So let's back that out. And now we should work properly. You don't want to over tighten it. So basically that was pushed all the way in. Now this is backed out like it should be, and with my solenoid coil de-energized, we should see our suction pressure starts to rise once we hook it up on the opposite side. So that is de-energized. I closed the liquid line ball valve a few minutes ago. Let's just open it back up and let's see if we still feed. Like I say, open it up slow. You open it up too hard, you can kind of, break a pipe loose. A joint, weak solder connection. So let me hook up my gauges on the other side of the sort valve and just see how we're doing. Don't want to forget my little special tool. Alright, so I can't really get my gauge on. They got the AC duct right on top of it. And I don't want to cross thread it or not. So I'm going to just, oh, it sounds like we're on. Let's see what we're reading. But that's a nice spot for the duck. Alright, let's see. 60 PSI. Alright. Kinda sounds like we're still feeding. But let's give it a few minutes, let's see. Alright, so just back that out. And kinda got my gauges on. We're sitting at about 60 PSI. I can kind of hear it and sound like it's still flowing. Let's close this. You see, as soon as I close that, the flow stopped. So, I don't know if they got the right rebuild kit in it. But for some reason, we're still bleeding by. Let me drive this all the way in. This little stem and see what happens. Alright, so still driving it in. Normally when you back them out, you're not pushing up the stem and inside the plunger. And that's supposed to stop the flow. I never rebuilt one of these, never opened one of these up, but I kind of know how the hot gas solenoid valves work. They got these little stems on the bottom. You don't want to over tighten this or over script it. Like once it stops, it stops. Don't put much more scripts on it, you'll mess it up. This thing here is just free spinning on the way in, but when you back it out, it stops. Yeah, it's starting to ice up. So we're still feeding. Look at that, still going. So I believe you might have to replace this whole valve, or either try to rebuild it. They already rebuilt it, but it's probably best to just replace it. But look where it's at, got the duck in front of it. Don't look like it's an easy job. I'll let the boss know. So that's backed out, it stopped. We're still feeding. Let's see if I can get some information offline. It's a Sort P13. Let me look. Alright, so I found the count. Go ahead and put that back. And we'll be back out tomorrow.